It's recording. Look at that.
Up the boys.
It's recording.
Oh, can you hear me alright, aye?
Yep, fine. Absolutely fine.
Sweet. I'll give us a wee countdown and then I'll just jump into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I don't really know what to call this. It's not really a podcast. It kind of is. It's not a debate because we're on the same side of the issue of the topic we're going to be discussing. It's just a big discussion video.
The good, the bad, and the bold ugly.
Indeed. I am joined once again by my good friend, my good brother, Emmett Deans.
Co-host. We're going to love together, so, and we're not allowed to go outside. Who else can you really get to go on your podcast on a regular basis?
Fair enough.
Co-host.
That's my co-host then.
Wealth of knowledge. How are you, Jake?
I'm not so bad, Emmett. How are you keeping?
I've got toothpaste on my shirt from this morning, and I didn't bother doing anything with it because where am I going?
Right enough. Where are you going?
Big bruise on my arm for where they took my blood the other day when I gave blood. It's sort of sore now. And apart from that, all good. All good.
Fair enough. I've been sleeping.
Yeah. So I've played a lot of Mario Kart. A lot.
Yeah, a lot of NBA.
Well, I think we'd be remiss if we went any further without discussing a very sad thing that happened. That is that Jim Cornette blocked both of us on Twitter.
I know. I'm very upset about that. It has affected me deep down.
Dude, I realised that when I threatened to batter him for being racist was before we both tagged him and Stan Hansen hitting a suicide dive.
So I'm trying to work out. So
it must have been the Stan Hansen hitting a suicide dive, which, if anyone hasn't seen, it's wonderful.
Yeah, but I didn't look to see if he'd blocked me then.
Because I was listening to a podcast last night with Tom Campbell and Ron Pertwee, I think. I don't know who the guy is, but I love Tom Campbell, so I was listening to it. And they were talking with Jim Cornette, and they were both saying pretty much, you know, he says some things that AW are good, and it's not, and it's innocent to me. I don't have a problem with his opinions. That's his opinion.
Yeah.
It's how he decides to go about it.
Yeah. It's the whole, I don't like this kind of wrestling, and if you like this kind of wrestling, you are a racist slur.
Yes. And I hope Joey Janela falls on his head and breaks his neck, which I love Joey Janela, but even if I didn't like his wrestling, I would never wish that on him.
No. Like, the thing that I don't get is, like, there is so much wrestling nowadays. It's no longer, like in the 70s you had your local territory, and if you went to your pal's house a few towns over, maybe you got his local territory. But in general, you know, that was all it was then. So if you didn't like what you were getting, fine, bitch and moan all you want. You don't have much choice in wrestling back then, but now
it's like, oh, you don't like what's going on in the Fed? Watch it.
Right,
you don't like AEW?
You don't like that?
Japan, Impact, Ring of Honor. Go back and watch all Lucha Underground. Guess what? There's the internet. See if you love 70s territory wrestling.
You can watch it all again.
Go watch it.
You can start. You can pick, say, your local territory aired on a Wednesday. Find the first episode and watch that every Wednesday instead of NXT or AEW if their existence is going to cause you that much pain.
I could start watching all the wrestling now, and my great-great-great-grandchildren would be dead before I could get finished it. There's so much.
Yeah.
There's going to be something you'll like. And see if you don't like any of it, you just might not like wrestling.
Aye, and at that point, if you don't like wrestling, then why are you trying to watch wrestling?
Watch UFC, watch football, watch Gaelic, watch something. There's
loads. But anyway.
Try it again, because that's brilliant. I went to go on his Twitter because I was thinking I haven't seen anything from Jim Cornette in a while, and I do not believe it. He's been saying things in AEW are good, and I couldn't find him anywhere. And I was like, am I putting his username wrong? So I googled Jim Cornette Twitter at the Jim Cornette. I was like, yeah, that's what I was typing at the Jim Cornette. Bang, Jim Cornette was blocked. I was like, oh well.
I am blocked by JBL for unknown reasons.
Because it's John O'Clock.
It's more than I definitely harassed him about it being John O'Clock when I was 16.
It was John O'Clock so many times though.
I honestly, like, I can't say for sure, but I don't think there's any other possible option for the reason I'm blocked by JBL.
So many times is all okay because Seth Rollins just pulled off a high century.
Was that not? What's that him?
That was JBL. I'm almost sure that was JBL.
I was thinking back to like everything like pre Undertaker Roman at 33 has been like mostly wiped from my memory because of the pure sadness that match caused me.
I liked Roman.
Oh yeah, same. But then you watch Mark Calloway try his hardest to walk, and you're like, oh dear.
Oh, I hate that he's a human being now.
I think like as a story, that match was great.
Yeah,
and Roman's trying his hardest. God bless him.
Roman's so good too.
Oh, I love him.
They put him in this box and they go, "You're gonna be a superhero to the kids." But it's like, just let him be cool. He's such a cool guy. But
He really is.
I hate the Undertaker as a human being now.
Oh.
I think it was Sam from Cultaholic.com said that he should have just retired, went away, and never came back. No Hall of Fame, no documentary, no. He should just gone. Because he's better. It's the reason he's like a 4-time world champion. Because he's better than the world title. He's better than the Hall of Fame. But now he's a human being and is.
But I think like because of the marketing abilities or the marketability of the Hall of Fame, I think his Hall of Fame was inevitable. But see if he just stayed off social media and just showed up full gimmick, everyone else is in suit and tie. He comes out in the trench coat, and that's it. Like he just kind of stands there and then disappears.
Humanizing the Undertaker is like if they made a Rocky movie that was accurate and Sylvester Stallone just got battered.
Aye.
Like, is it Rocky 5 where he fights the young kid?
I think so.
And like the 3 rounds like showcase fight, and he takes him to points. Whereas in reality, man was old as shit. He would have got his head taken off.
Yeah.
But you can't humanize Rocky. You can't humanize the Undertaker.
Yeah. Here, speaking of fucking old boxers, did you see Mike Tyson trying out for Bivens Enterprises?
What?
There's a video going around of Mike Tyson training, and he's like,
I saw that, yeah.
Malcolm Bivens quoted it, and he was like, I'm taking this on application for Bivens Enterprises.
Fair enough. Malcolm Bivens looking at the members of the Nation of Domination. To be selected.
But I just wasn't. I love that, man. Right, so we should probably batter on with the topic of the video. This discussion task, I guess you could call it. And we're discussing the fact that WWE can't make stars.
Yeah, that's not end of discussion.
The only way WWE are making stars these days is by releasing them.
Yeah.
Like let's look at the one man off of the whole list of releases from a few weeks ago. The only man I don't want to see journey around the Indies because he has nothing to prove. It's Essential Character 3.
Ethan Carter III.
He is like, I know that like
fantastic.
I know they're saying like Rockstar Spud and the Revolt, they don't necessarily have something to prove, but like EC3 with those promos alone has just proved he's ready for a big contract.
He's
immediately.
Like you look at Becky, right? Becky was from Charlotte, SummerSlam 2018?
18, yeah. Charlotte came back with new teeth.
New teeth. And she won it. And Becky was the hottest thing in wrestling. Not the hottest thing in women's wrestling. Not the hottest thing in the
yeah. She just fly was.
She was. And then she came out and she won the Royal Rumble. And we were like, we want to see her take Ronda's head off. And what did Vince do? Took the steam away.
Yeah.
And I think, in my humble opinion, it all goes back to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, you're right.
Because what happened in 2002, he went, oh, look, I want to do some movies, but I'll still stay on, and maybe I'll wrestle some matches here and there, and this is the contract I want. And Vince went, nah, this movie career will flop, I'll come crawling back. And what happened? He's the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he back in the WWE.
I mean, that probably has something to do with the fact he just can't say no to that movie.
Well, yeah, that too, but like...
People are like, Dwayne, we have this movie where a poisonous frog eats the president and the world collapses and a big muscle man fights the frog and he's like, I'll do it. That'll be me. Me. Pick me.
Have you seen Jumanji?
Oh, yeah. Right. Love it.
And have you seen Moana?
Oh.
Brilliant.
Incredible.
He's very talented. But
he's an incredibly talented man.
He became way bigger than the WWE. They needed him more than he needed them. And Vince was like, God damn it, never again. That's my one best impression done, because I can only do one a day.
It's like...
And then I know he's afraid to let it happen again. And then one time he starts getting some steam, he just cuts the leg to him, and then he wins out the legends, and then he goes, why can we not draw? Well, they can't.
But as well, it's like... I can only really think of like a couple of times in the past few years where like bringing a legend back has worked in the long run. And the first one that comes to mind is the Heath Slater run leading up to Raw 1000, when he just week on week got squashed by legends because he's Heath Slater. And
it's great, and everything he does is brilliant.
Yeah. So like if I don't know, if any like 90s like new generation guy came back and R-Truth called them out, and then they rolled R-Truth up and won the 24/7 championship, you'd be like, oh yeah,
that's fun.
That was good crack.
But when Goldberg comes back, drops the Undertaker on his head, hits Dolph Ziggler with 3 spears, kills the Undertaker. No, sorry. Killed the Undertaker, had Dolph Ziggler with some spears, failed to get Bray Wyatt up for the jackhammer, got blown up in a 30-second match. Then you're like,
it's when you put them in at the level that they left, because after all that time, they're not going to still be at that level. And bringing The Rock back only really worked because they kept the title off him until he beat CM Punk, which I don't want to talk about it.
It doesn't need to. It's the thing with the first Goldberg experiment, you know, Survivor Series, the Rumble.
Oh, incredible.
Mania. Brilliant. Did not need the Universal.
Nothing happened at Fastlane, but we forget nothing happened. Not a thing.
It was Survivor Series, Rumble, Mania. That was it.
Then he found the title.
And he was like, I guess never to be seen again. That was brilliant. If you hadn't, but you didn't need the title because you could have just had him eliminate Brock from the Rumble, and then Brock went, "Hey, you want you at Mania?
Oh,
you're next." Brock got his one back. There you go. And
it's like,
well, no, they couldn't do that. No, they had to put the title on.
Because the thing, like, I get why they put the title on The Rock going into the second Mania, but also I think CM Punk said he pitched getting a cheap one at Rumble and going in an elimination triple threat, and he was like, "I'll go out first. I don't care."
He could have a good brilliant.
He was like, I'll eat that rock bottom clean in 10 minutes. Brilliant. But then Vince was like, yeah, but you're not a big star.
He was.
You could make him... See if you put CM Punk in that ring next to John Cena and The Rock at WrestleMania. You've made him a bigger star than...
Do that. It's the same as, like... Not to be an unapologetic AEW mark, but like they wheeled out the older guy with Chris. But Chris was going full time, and he could still go. And they put Hangman in.
I was thinking about this earlier. Chris Jericho right now is the biggest deal he's been in wrestling for as long as I've been watching. I think right now he's bigger than
Raw as Jericho or Y2 or Y2J and all that carry on.
So it was his comeback. It's like comeback in 2007-8 was when I first saw him wrestle.
With the suits.
Yeah, and all that stuff with Michaels.
Well, I remember. Don't you? I remember.
And I think like now the more he goes into like the inner circle, the bubbly, all that crack.
This is my favorite Jericho.
Because
this, The List, and Painmaker. Those are my favorites.
But I was going to say the thing with The List is The List came first. Jericho was the sidekick to The List. Yeah. Whereas now all the extra props like the bubbly and all the scarves and just all his ridiculousness are...
With no shirt on and the leather pants in the hot tub. Everything he does is so entertaining.
But like he's now no longer being like second fiddle to the dumb shit that he says.
But as well, like you look at what he did, right? What did Goldberg do when he came back? He squashed Bray Wyatt, and then he had a 30-second match with Braun Strowman, who hates independent wrestlers.
Yeah.
What did Jericho do? Jericho had a good long match with Hangman Page, which elevated that man. Hangman Page. But see, if it wasn't for the current situation, because I don't think you're allowed to say it on YouTube, that's being angry.
Yeah, the big bad boy.
Oh, no. Put that on hold, that's fine. What's happening right now in wrestling isn't really canon. It's sort of like, whatever. And then he had the match with Scorpio Sky. Elevated Scorpio Sky. he had that 10-minute draw with Jungle Boy. You just know they're gonna circle back to that.
But the thing is, as well, like,
and then he put over Moxley. He's elevating Sammy. He's elevating Hager. He's elevating Santana and Ortiz. It's just he's doing so much to try and who's he wrestling next week?
It's Pineapple Pete. Yeah.
Pineapple Pete. Sugar Dunk.
Big Sugar D.
Fucking man. Love him.
But like I was even thinking earlier, like the way they're using Jericho. So can you imagine? Not even if it was Goldberg, McIntyre, or Strowman, someone who's there every week, was the champ, wrestling every week. On like Dynamite, like 2 or 3, Darby Allin went like 20 minutes for the title,
and it took Jake Hager interfering. But
can you imagine? Can you imagine someone like Apollo Crews or Austin Theory or Andrade going 20 minutes with Drew or Strowman for the title?
No, it would just be, you're done, which doesn't help anybody.
No.
Turns the fans against Drew, which is hard, but I reckon they'll do it eventually.
The thing is, right, I'm all about the champion, and I'm all about the champion squashing people, but not for the title.
Not.
Like, if the champ can have, one TV squash match a month.
The thing is, too, like, Darby earned that title match, didn't he? He beat somebody, or he won a battle royal. He did something.
Yeah.
So if he'd gotten that ring, won Judas Effect, the end, it would have by extension made everyone Darby beat on the way there look bad, because like Darby beat them and now he can't even go 2 minutes. I mean, what's the point?
It's the Jinder Mahal thing.
Jinder Mahal buried the whole SmackDown roster.
Jinder Mahal won one match in his entire 8-month stint at Raw, beating Heath Slater with a sneak attack to win a contract, and then 8 months later he came in and beat Sami Zayn, and I think Harper might have been involved, maybe. Sami Zayn, Harper, Kevin Owens, maybe.
I don't know. It was not good.
But the thing is, right, as much as we are total dickhead wrestling fans, smarky dicks,
the worst.
The way that AEW are doing it, it's brilliant.
They have some problems. They do.
But I mean, in the sense of creating stars,
in the sense of
creating new names,
they're doing very well.
They do everything right because it's not cookie cutter. It's not come in, beat this guy, cut a promo.
I don't like the way they started off real hot with the debuts at the press conference when Judas played, and then whenever
I lost my shit when Judas played at that press conference.
And then I remember me and you going, I don't really want Jake Hager. I'm not forced on him. And then
he showed up.
We knew it. We went mad. We were like, just
buzzing.
That changed.
Well, that whole day, me and you were like, I just don't want Hager. I just really can't be fucked with Hager.
I'm not alone. I think he's brilliant.
He's honestly one of my favourites.
And I mean, his personal views are about
super questionable.
And then Jeff Cobb, they kind of, what was that? Why did they? Oh, God, this guy, Jeff Cobb. He's going to be here next week. Actually, no, he's actually just here now. I think the thing with Jeff Cobb is they were saying, look, we're willing to work with you. And he was like, yeah, but I have all these dates that I've still promised, like Ring of Honor and stuff. And they were like, yeah, no, cool. But one time. Just once. But even recently, even though it had to happen in front of an empty arena, you had the Exalted One reveal. Yeah, it was good. And the promo package didn't cut in time, so you did just see him walk out onto the stage, and they're like, "Oh fuck!" Catch on the Fight version because I watch legally on Fight. You know what? You can hear them during the commercials, and then sometimes after it goes off the air, you can still hear them. Bring that black on Fight after the street fight under circle during the pose. They've got the under circle behind them, the score, and you just hear it when it can. You fucking nailed it, you guys. Yeah, nailed it. Which, to be fair, they did. It was brilliant. But look at the way they debuted Brody Lee, and then look at the way they debuted Matt Hardy, same show. Look at the way they debuted Lance Archer. I somewhat disagree with the Brody Lee thing right now. I think he's brilliant, and he's got he hasn't lost a match, but he's beat what? He beat a couple of those locales. and he's come out and he's jumped John Moxley and he's gone to the title picture. And I can kind of forgive it because I don't know if that was the original plan.
See, it just
because
of the kind of wider situation of the world and the wider context of the world. I imagine by now, had everything gone to plan, he probably would have like handed Daniels the loss that they were teasing, like Hangman Page, maybe.
Because Moxley wasn't on TV during the big batch of tapings because they were out in Georgia, which is over in this part of America, and he was in Las Vegas, which is down in this part of America, and they're much further apart than that, which is understandable. You know, just not. You couldn't make it. That's fair enough.
But like,
and I do
just looking at the debut alone.
Yeah, the debut.
Because a lot of people are kind of saying, "Oh, ex-WWE guy, here comes this guy who bottomed out in WWE," but they don't. It's not like they're doing the TNA thing.
Yeah, where they're trying to put on Sting held together with tape and prayers into the main event picture.
It was like when Billy Gunn came to TNA. I think there was like a legal battle for the use of Billy Gunn. But instead of like working it out or picking a new name, he like came through the crowd and they were like, "Oh, you know who that is?" And then I think he was the wrestler once known as Billy Gunn until they settled on her name for a bit.
What is William Pistol doing in the Impact Zone?
It was genuinely. I think it was like once referred to as Billy Gunn. Is coming to the ring.
The artist formerly known as the Ass Man.
That would have been class. That would have been. They missed a trick.
Jeff Jarrett, what can you do?
But it's not like they're doing like that. It's not like they're doing.
That's the thing, though, because Luke Harper is not Brody Lee.
No.
Dean Ambrose is not John Moxley.
It's like Jonathan Huber is both Brody Lee and Luke Harper.
Well,
Jonathan Good is both Dean Ambrose and John Moxley, but like they're just not the same.
They're not the same because
it's like saying that Tony Stark and Charlie Chaplin are the same thing because Robert Downey Jr. played them both in films.
Very different. And even still, like Brody Lee, I can sort of see the argument with like, oh, it was just a jobber and this and that, and he was like, but he wasn't. He was SmackDown Tag Team Champion for a long time. He was IC.
He had a very admittedly poor IC run, but he had that fucking.
It happened. He's got the belt at home.
He had that class match with Ziggler, but the ladder match.
The ladder match was good, and then you look at Moxley. He was a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
He was a WWE champion. He won Money in the Bank. He
quickest time ever cashing in as well. Waiting like half an hour.
Kane has the quickest time ever cashing in. Of Mysterio in like 2010.
No, did he not? Was it not the same show?
Yeah, but Kane's quicker. I think they were both in the same show, but I think that Kane.
No, because the Money in the Bank was like just before Roman and Seth.
I'm almost certain Kane had the.
I'm pretty sure Kane opened the show and closed the show.
Do you think they put Rey Mysterio and Jack Swagger in the main event? Is that what you're telling me right now? Is they put Rey Mysterio and Jack Swagger in the main event?
It was 2011.
It was 2010, I think.
Nothing mattered back then.
Quickest Money in the Bank cash-in. At the pay-per-view, Kane won the SmackDown Money in the Bank match. Kane later cashed in the same night by defeating Rey Mysterio to win the World Heavyweight Championship. He also became the quickest man to cash in the briefcase.
I thought...
It's probably the second quickest, or maybe the third. Alexa Bliss was quite rapid with it in 2009. 18.
Yeah.
That was fucking quite rapid way too.
There's they've had quite. Yeah, it's like I like it. I do think it justifies its existence as a gimmick pay-per-view.
But it was when they started having Raw and SmackDown, and then you got like there's been like 26 Money in the Bank winners or something.
But I think as well, like you're
just going, come on, man.
There's been a lot of like really quick cash-ins over the past few years, and a lot of ones. I think they're kind of waiting so it doesn't get predictable. But everyone knew Ziggler was going to cash in the Monday after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone cared a single bit, knowing that was definitely what was going to happen? Because you've heard that reaction.
See, I prefer one briefcase let you go after either title. Because you know, like now it's like, oh, if you win the Raw one, you can get the WWE title. You win the SmackDown one, you can get the Universal title. I don't like that. I would rather, I'm watching Raw. Right? Somebody's watching Raw. They're minding their own business.
I'm on Twitter whilst Raw is happening.
Yeah. I'm awake while Raw's on, so I'm getting the updates on Twitter. Minding my own business. Here comes, I don't know, Daniel Bryan. Out of nowhere, nails Drew. Oh, he's the WWE champion. He's changed brands. There's a fresh feud because they were on different brands. Bang.
I really want that to happen, but I'd be so scared for Bryan's head and neck.
Oh, no chance.
Like, remember when he wrestled Drew Gulak and he gave him full permission to murder him?
Oh, don't like that one, but
it was a very good match. I had a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
But when it was all finished, I was like, that's another one. Drew Gulak. They immediately put him in a top-level feud with Daniel Bryan. Then they put them in a tag team. And they were having those incredible wrestling drills of the day. When they were putting...
that's been good.
But nothing Drew's doing on...
Fowler's the last person I can think that they went, this is the guy. Here's the rocket. It's strapped to his back. And then his shoulder deleted itself.
Yeah.
Came up hot. Wobbled.
Lost to Jinder Mahal.
Won the Rumble. We were thinking, this is it. That's the start. Oh, and AJ's beat him up Mania.
But the thing is, as well, they used the Mania match as the first step of the story, and I think if it was done right, then using Mania to then rocket that story up to SummerSlam would have been great.
It doesn't come about balls.
Yeah, but as soon as it became about, I'm going to punch your testicles really hard.
Oh no, I'm going to punch your testicles.
I don't think in any of the matches AJ wore a cup. I think he just started dodging. No, but the story was quite clearly there. Like, remember at Wrestle Kingdom when Sho and Yo had gold and silver cups?
Golden cups, yes.
AJ, there wasn't one big reveal where Shinsuke kicks him and he's like, aha, got you. Fine. Not once.
Asuka came out super hot, tapped out to Charlotte Flair. Rhea came out hot, tapped out to Charlotte Flair. Shayna came up hot, needs to start hooking the legs. She needs to use body scissors. It's happened time and time again.
Yeah. It's
but she just hasn't, and it keeps happening.
And the Shayna thing is, like, I know I hate to be like because obviously at a certain point, some things are happening that a performer has control of, and as a spectator to sit here and pin it all on management sometimes is a bit cheap. But Shayna's downfall is 100% on Paul Heyman for the way he booked Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, it just made, and then it by extension made everyone else in that chamber look like a dick.
Because the thing is, right, so you start, I think it was Liv and Ruby, Sarah and Ruby started.
Yes.
Then Natalya. So you didn't get the Riot Squad triple threat for some reason. Then Shayna came in, murder shagged the three of them.
Ragdolled someone about while Liv was in the pod making noises.
Then Liv came out, also got murder shagged.
And then you spent 4 minutes looking at the screen while Asuka and Shayna looked at each other.
But the thing is, as well, she'd spent like 2 minutes staring at Liv as well before. Because Liv came out to, like, if they'd started Riot Squad triple threat, then Natalya, then Shayna comes out, and then has like a minute and a half to 2 minutes to just stare at Asuka and wait. That honestly could have been one of the best, like, top 5, top 10 elimination chambers.
Oh no, 2006.
I mean,
not December to Dismember, but the good one.
We don't talk about that last one.
We don't talk about December to Dismember. It's
like the New Year's Revolution is like Roadblock, and then December to Dismember is like Roadblock end of line.
It really was the end of the line for CW. But it dropped on for another 2 years. I want to say 2 years. The thing is, anytime someone becomes a huge star in WWE right now, it's like, it's not because of, but it's in spite of management.
But on top of that as well, when someone does become a huge star, WWE only see them as cannon fodder for their big star.
The guy that they want.
And the thing is, right, I'm sitting here right now, I can tell you, 100% have nothing but love in my heart for Joe Anoa'i. Love that man.
Brilliant.
But the character of Roman Reigns, I just... and
could not get behind him.
But the problem is, I don't even think it's necessarily anything to do with him. It's the idea that there has to be one.
There can be so many.
His biggest problem, honestly, was being anyone that's not Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that really did. Yeah.
Because Bryan never lost the title, got injured. Brock won the title. Then Bryan came back before the Royal Rumble, and everyone was like, oh, so he's going to take Brock out this year. He's going to win back the title he never lost. And then he lasted like 4 minutes in the Rumble.
That was not good. Bryan, he got the Rock booed.
The year before, he was standing across from Batista in the final 2 of the Rumble, and everyone was going mental. And they weren't like giving him the Randy Orton cheers of, oh, I guess it's not Roman. They were like, we really want this man in the main event of WrestleMania.
And then it just didn't happen. And then, it's just, I don't know why you have to be this way. And there doesn't need to be one guy. Because, like, you look at New Japan, and there's been, like, 4 champions in the last 8 years? Naito, Okada.
5. Naito, Okada, Tanahashi, AJ, Omega. So 5 champs since like 2015.
But up at the
Jay White as well.
Jay White, sorry. Put some respect on his name.
That's my boy.
Because you've got going around the top of the kind of the heavyweight and the IC heavyweight. You've got Naito, Jay White, Okada. Ibushi sort of dips us to one now and then. Sees what's going on. Tanahashi, just at any point, Tanahashi could really win the big one.
Yeah.
Really be mad about it. But
then you've got as well, like the kind of fringe guys that maybe not for the heavyweight title. Like I couldn't see like as much as it pains me to say, Goto's not gonna get his name etched on that belt, which makes me really sad because I love him.
I would love it if he did.
But like if Goto pulls up and is like, here, I'm wanting a shot at the IC title, you're like, yeah.
Kenta too, Kenta now.
Kenta as well.
They really strapped the rocket to him, which is good.
See, the thing that made me love the end of Wrestle Kingdom so much is Naito is a pure main event Zack Ryder. Every time he has it, it's gone.
It's gone. And
then for the big like traditional happy moment for Kenta to come out and just kick the shit out of him.
And like if Suzuki, right, first show back, Suzuki comes out and chokes out. Not the IC title champion because it's Naito now, but who was the IC champion? And then the next show he won it. You wouldn't be strapped.
No, because you have all these guys that, whilst they might not be at the front of every poster, they might not be the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, but when
they can believably fill out.
Yeah, and then they've got the New Japan Cup and the Royal Rumble, and the New Japan Cup and the G1, which you could equate to the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank in a sort of way.
Kind of way, yeah.
The G1's the Royal Rumble, and New Japan Cup's the Money in the Bank. And WWE, who are the last Money in the Bank winners? You had Brock in the Bank?
No, that was 2 years ago.
I think that was 2019.
No, that was 2018, I think.
No, 2018 was the Beast in the Bank. Or was the Monster in the Bank? Braun Strowman.
So it must have been then, aye.
Yeah. So
aye, because it was like... Wait.
But you've got Brock and Braun. It was definitely... Brock was 2019, because then he cashed on Seth. Then he dropped it back to him at SummerSlam. And
you're right.
Because then he cashed on a Hell in a Cell. That thing happened. 2 non-finishes, 2 Hell in a Cells in a row. Whatever.
Yikes.
But, like, they used it...
Just sorry to cut you off, but do you remember a part in that Hell in a Cell where Big Drew McIntyre suplexed Dean Ambrose on top of the cell and it fully looked like both men were going to die?
It really looked bad. But they could have used that to make new stars, and they didn't. But then you look at the G1, right? Naito had never really been able to grasp the top of it. And no, it's not the G1. The Ibushi had been, clawing at the top of the card, but he couldn't really get there. They gave him the G1. The year before, well, that all went wrong because Kenny had to go. 2016, Kenny Omega came up from Minna Jr., won the G1, went on, had those matches with Okada, And he was a man. He was the man.
The best.
There was nothing anyone could say about him. You couldn't turn around and go, he should have been the main event picture. Because look, when New Japan did, they went, we need new stars up the top. AJ's gone, Shinsuke's gone, Devitt's gone. What are we going to do?
But see as well, the way they took Kenny from being a junior to like the biggest, baddest man on the planet, he sent AJ out. He sent AJ on his way.
He did, and that's the thing, because AJ was going, and AJ, because he knows that the moves are easy, it's the little things that are hard, knows about telling a story, and he went, I'm going to put him out. I'm going to put him over. I'm going to go out my back, because I'm going to a new company for loads of money. It doesn't matter.
Aye.
Then you've got Goldberg, millionaire, comes back, he's to Saudi Arabia, he's had his run, he's lost once, ever. Like,
Yeah.
Clean, he lost one time to Brock.
Yeah.
Lesnar. And then he got to Saudi Arabia and went, I don't think it's right for me to lose to a Fiend. No, I'm not doing it.
And it's like, in WWE, like, wonder. Well, because you look at just, like, every other... I know I've still like a broken record, but... In fact, I'll move away from AEW.
Impact.
Ring of Honor.
Impact champion.
I'm saying Ring of Honor, Marty Scurll's introduction to the Bullet Club.
Yep.
Sends Adam Cole on his way, comes in with a Bullet Club umbrella, which I'm really salty I never got.
You should have never drank that monster.
Oh, I really shouldn't have drank the monster. R.I.P. Rick Knox.
He sent him away, and he went, because he knew he was going, and he said, look, here's your next big thing, because that's what Marty was. He's brilliant. Mind that match. What?
Love him.
And he put him over on the way out. And you've got the current Impact champion is Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, and then you've got Moose as the TNA champion.
Yeah, because she's at home doing things. And that's a new start they made. Now, I'll admit, I don't watch a lot of Impact, but I know that it was her and Sami Callihan had the feud, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think she may have also wrestled Brian Cage. That's ringing a bell. But I watched like a lot of her matches with Sami. Like they had a street fight at Bound for Glory last year for no title, and he came out with his baseball bat, and then Tessa came out in all gold gear with a gold spray painted baseball bat, and I was like, fucking class. And then at the end of the match, even after Sami had like dropped her on her head numerous times, like picked her up and gave her a baseball bat, and you're like, Sami Callihan's like the top guy in your company, and he's now just endorsed Tessa to beat the fuck out of men.
Exactly. Making new stars. It's not that hard.
And on top of that, like, even though Impact isn't doing massive numbers, it's not doing 2010 numbers, it's not going live against Raw.
Oh, what a time.
They had a world title match between two women, Taya and Tessa, which is, like, honestly, the way those characters are treated in that company, if Taya Valkyrie went out against Chris Bay or, I was going to say Moose, but not Moose because it's my boy. If she went out against like most of the men in that company, Taya Valkyrie, and went like 15-20 minutes, I'd be like, yeah, that's...
Because you got to try new things. There's only so much you can do in wrestling, and a lot of time you think you come up with something new, it turns out you actually just stole it off Eddie Guerrero. But you got to do new things. Got to make new stars. There's only so many times you can... No, don't get me wrong, I love good old-fashioned, this guy's big and evil, this guy's small and good.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a fight, but...
Are you trying to tell, like, looking at Rey Mysterio squaring up to, like, Kurt Angle and Randy Orton, despite his title reign. In fact, his match with JBL at Judgment Day, that's quite good.
But there's only so many times you can do that.
Yeah.
There's only so much, because you got to do new things, like having Tessa kick the shit out of Sami Callihan, having Chris Jericho start his new stable and just elevate. He's elevating everyone. I will honestly say, without a doubt, possibly Hangman Page aside, Sammy Guevara is my favorite thing about Dynamite.
Oh yeah, I love him.
Every single week. Every week he's brilliant.
Oh, without fail.
When he's on TV, I am very happy to see him.
Yeah.
And then, as 2 matches are done, woo!
But it's like, see as well.
You just know they're going to come back to that too. And I think when they have their blow up, it's going to be for the TNT Championship. I think it'll be a ways down the way, but it will be.
But see as well, the way, even right now, because in NXT right now have just debuted carrying cross, which is what Jesus got up to before he died.
I fucking got that right for me.
They introduced him and Scarlett.
Yeah.
And I think Killer Cross is fantastic. I think Scarlett's great. I think as a good main event monster heel, that is the right guy to just destroy everyone.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to send the Undisputed Era out looking like unironic baby faces.
Don't. The thing is that the Fed do all the time, and it bothers me. Is someone comes in and they're hot, and they're good, like the Fiend, and everyone's going, "This, I like this," and they go, "All right, money in this. Let's put him in the main event title picture," and they book the match and they announce the match, and then somebody goes, "Wait, well, we don't want the Fiend to lose, but we don't want to have him be champion yet. What do we do? Put yourself in their corner." I don't want to see that from Mr. Crossfire. I don't want to see that.
I think because I feel like as great as they are, and I don't think they will be used to their fullest potential on the main roster. The amount of money that the Undisputed Era shift in t-shirt sales alone, I feel like they're nearing the end of their stint in NXT. I
am scared about the Undisputed Era.
I'm very scared about the Undisputed Era.
There's two people that I thought would be fine, which was Ricochet, and we saw how that went. And I thought Aleister Black would be fine, and then he got obsessed with people knocking on his door.
Mate, Samoa Joe thought that would be fine. It wasn't. Shinsuke, I didn't like Shinsuke. I didn't like the revival when I first started watching again. And then I went back and watched some old NXT stuff. And I went, what? This is them?
Where are these guys? Where are these guys?
It's like...
back.
I'm trying to think about it. There's the only NXT call-up they've done. I suppose Austin Theory. He just kind of came out of nowhere and was like, "I'm really good looking at the dick and you hate me." I'm like, yes, that's true. I think it's because they were probably getting flack online about Zelina Vega having an all Latino stable when they wouldn't outright say it was the LW.
They wouldn't just say it. They were like, "Oh, they're all just friends." Stop.
So then they were like, "No, we're going to put in Austin Theory. This stable is built off really attractive people that know how attractive they are." That's the qualifying factor.
I thought that we were talking about how I think Sammy and Darby's next match is going to be for the TNT title, but it'll be a ways away. They're blow off. They're third. And I thought, I want Lance to win at Double or Nothing. I think Cody is fantastic. Chasing.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see Lance win. I want to see them have a good, long program into the summer. And then I want Cody to beat him. But what I want after that...
I want Cody to beat him as soon as first show back with crowds.
Yeah. Which we don't know when that's going to be. But a nice long program. But after Cody beats him, Sammy immediately does a sneak, wins the title, and is all the Darby with, "Hey, I can beat Cody and you can't. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. You could never beat him." And then you
yeah.
And then...
But in between, we also have Sammy on TV wrestling
all the time. Flat out. Everybody.
Just every single person.
Full roster. Because he's fantastic.
It's remember when... Was it Hunter made the Raw 2007? The 2-on-25 handicap match.
We'll just see that.
It's just Sammy Guevara against all the faces.
Literally everybody. You know what I was thinking? Well, I was thinking about Pineapple Pete wrestling Jericho because I love the logic of wrestling. In kayfabe, right? Shooter Duncan is a guy they brought on the rest couple matches. They're thinking, "Hey, you want to be in the crowd? You want to watch? You're not an employee though. He's not an employee. He's not under contract. He's just chilling." And then out comes multi-time world champion, probably AEW's highest paid star, Chris Jericho. Pineapple Pete decks him, and they go, "Hi, can't do that. And as your punishment, we're going to pay you to wrestle on TV next week."
But that's what I was saying, right? When I was talking about Killer Cross. WWE are just acting like nothing's changed.
Oh, it's so stressful.
The only time and as far as I'm concerned, this particular presentation of wrestling has benefited them. Well, everything Miz and Morrison were doing, every promo Miz and Morrison had before WrestleMania, was incredible.
That was good stuff.
Such as the everyone in the crowd. Boo now if you think we are not the best tag team ever. Just like that.
I look like John Morrison. I would never wear a shirt either.
Oh, honestly, yeah.
Johnny Gimmick name.
I love him. But then the Edge and
Orton
match. Yeah.
Did you see that Edge is looking for Randy Orton on Raw this Monday?
It's like, bro, don't you even give him the smoke enough?
No, but like not even a 40-minute street fight that ends with a literal murder and a man crying can end a feud in the Fed these days.
He gave him all the smoke.
In what world is that not enough for them to do?
I think Vince is like, yeah, he's not wrestled a proper match yet, has he? Okay, give him someone new.
Give him anybody.
If you want to see him run the rope, like if you want to see Edge run the ropes, give him Ricochet.
Give him literally anyone else, but don't fight Randy.
He pulled up on that man and was like, someone order smoke.
He killed him dead. I thought that was. I don't care what anyone says. I thought that was fantastic too. I
loved it. That's what I'm saying. That and all the Miz and Morrison stuff, and the fact that Jimmy Uso got like flung from the ring. It was Jimmy at WrestleMania, wasn't it?
It was one of them. Can't remember.
I think it was Jimmy. He got flung off a ladder from the ring to the floor. Clearly landed on a crash mat and they just edited it in. But seeing it happen was class. That's like the three things that have went in WWE's favour in the empty arena era. And Asuka being a head case.
Asuka's brilliant, but
she's just a fucking head case.
Oh, she's so mad. I love her. Apparently, Kairi Sane is going to walk that plank soon. Apparently she's on, and you have to imagine Kenny Omega's got his eye firmly on her.
Oh, 100%.
That's another thing I will say at AEW they're getting better now, but they for a long time, and I think it was because the women's division. I think the men's division came in hot.
Yeah.
8 stories. Yeah, Kenny and Jericho. Cody was the biggest thing in wrestling. The Bucks and Lucha Bros, they came in with whereas the women's division, they kind of went, here are some women.
The thing I think about that, right?
But no, you see we the stuff with Brett. Kuroshida.
I was going to say, Kuroshida has been fucking incredible.
That promo package with like Nyla, and they're talking about Chris Statlander and Kuroshida. You like that?
The thing is, I think the problem with that is, as well, there's not as many big names that weren't signed in women's wrestling. Because going into that, you were like, the Lucha Bros, the Young Bucks, LAX are now Proud and Powerful. They were all in and around the conversation for best tag team in the world with like the Usos, the Revival, the New Day. Then like singles male wrestlers, Kenny, Cody, Hangman,
Jericho.
They were all there in that conversation along with like up in that like top 10 conversation along with guys like McIntyre and Okada. But in women's wrestling, when you talk about like the best in the world, it's like Becky, Charlotte, Asuka, Sasha, Bayley, Io. They were all locked down in Florida.
But I think they did a lot because like Riho, I love Riho. Like she's brilliant. She's just so easy to get behind.
But I think they leaned into that too much, and that's what made a lot of people sour on her.
Yeah, but Nyla's fantastic.
I think Nyla's great.
I don't care what anyone says, and if you want to be transphobic, you can fuck off.
She's amazing. She's class.
She's so like different from what you're used to seeing in women's wrestling.
Yeah,
like she had a squash match on Wednesday where she just, the girl's like, "Well, let's go," and I just like, "No, fine, fuck off."
I think as well the thing about
it's brilliant. She's fantastic.
But she's presented totally different from the horse women, I guess. Because the likes of Awesome Kong, Bull Nakano, like Aja Kong, Nia Jax, they don't really have like a massive amount of like explosiveness and athleticism behind them. The person she reminds me of the most is Jordan Grace.
Yeah, I would like to see them to wrestle. I would.
She reminds me the most of Jordan Grace because she's like, I'm going to pick you up and throw you to... Remember when Buddy Murphy picked up Mustafa Ali and just fucking launched him halfway down?
He went, that must 205 live.
But Nyla can go from the Mustafa Ali spot and just fucking lawn dart you into the next town. But then she can also like speed it up and run the ropes and stuff.
She does I quite like when she hits her senton, she kind of like hops up onto the top turnbuckle. And we see a lot of people doing that, but we don't see a lot of people that size doing it.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for wrestling that you look at it and you just go, how do they do that?
Aye. It's like I say, I think the closest comparison I can draw to her style is Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
Which for me is massive praise because I think she's the best.
I'm liking what they're doing now with Brett and Tony. Tony gets it tight. Tony gets it so tight.
It's the coffee cup with his name spelt wrong. It's like every week when she was coming with a coffee and his name was spelt wrong, and each week the spelling was getting more and more ridiculous.
No, it was the fucking thing where she's like, if you're not a doctor, don't wear glasses, there's Tony Specky. If you're fat, do something about it, there's Tony with his belly. If you're snaggletooth, do something about it. And you're just looking at it going, what did Tony do to you? Well, according to AEW Unrestricted, it's been a lot of Tony and Cody has been what's really involved in Brett. So you know Tony's alright, but you know he's not just getting rubbed for the sake of being rubbed.
Because I think the thing with Brett at the start is I just didn't connect.
Nah, I don't really either. But
it was like
was
I think it was like I kind of think like Cody and all the rest of them were like almost to the point of a joke, as if they were like amongst themselves because they didn't. It was like so taken up with like Riho and Nyla. They were like, "Hey, do you know she's a dentist?" And now that she's become this delusional character,
who thinks she's the best? She doesn't know she's a heel,
which I love.
Which I love. It's like the same with Jericho. Jericho does not know that he's a heel. He thinks that he's doing lovely, good things. He genuinely believes. No, not Christopher.
Every week when the Inner Circle have their Zoom meetings, they solve all the world's problems, but then they be bullshitting and kayfabe and forget it all.
Exactly. And Chris Jericho thinks that Moxley cheated by saying he only had one eye.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant. I love in wrestling when you've got someone who's just deluded. It's great. It's
so good. Well, I've just realised this is the second time we've circled away from the Killer Cross point. Because we just started talking about who's the best in empty arenas.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
The big problem, back to the whole point of WWE not their inability to make stars, is the presentation like nothing's gone wrong.
Yeah.
And having Killer Cross debut with this, I'm going to be perfectly honest, it was fucking... Have you seen the entrance?
Yeah, I have. I haven't watched it all, but I've seen it. Like there was the smoke and there was the stuff, and they came out and Scarlett was there. It was good. I enjoyed it.
It was fucking great. But you're doing that to no one. You're doing that to a ref, the ring announcer, and the jobber who's about to land on his head a bunch.
And it just doesn't make any sense.
It's like, I don't care how long it is until we get TV back. Don't have him wrestle until then, because that you need to save that entrance.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Shinsuke and if Takeover Dallas had to happen behind closed doors, and we got that Shinsuke entrance?
It's just not good enough. When Shinsuke debuted in SmackDown, they called Cena. When the guy came out the funnel. I just don't.
And by Cena, you mean was it not the most dressed as Cena?
No, it was. I'm pretty.
It was the most dressed as Cena. Aye. It was Miz Maurice.
You're right. It was.
And then he had his. Do you mind his debut match when he got super kicked in the back of the head? But
I do think the Killer Cross is the Fed's best opportunity in a long time to make a new star. And don't.
Like I say, I think he's going to be the one that sends the Undisputed Era out. I'm not advocating for an Undisputed Era face turn. Never am I advocating for that. But I think they're going to go out looking like unironic white meat baby faces.
But not yet.
No, it's not going to happen to no one.
But not even that. Like, have him be...
He's not going to immediately go after Adam Cole. I think right now his focus is on Ciampa.
Yeah.
Then he's probably going to go at Gargano. Then he's going to take Cole.
I would say Dos Locales for a while. Then Ciampa. Then Gargano. Then Cole. And then, after you've done all that, you just circle all the way back around, and who have you got from the face? From Balor. Have them have a nice, long, lovely program.
Like, he is, like, fully one of the best opportunity they have right now to make a new star.
But if they do what they did with The Fiend, and they put him
But
straight into the title picture.
But it's going to take time. It's going to take time to get him to a position where he can be in the spot that he is. And every other company knows that. Like, even if you have a main eventer right at the start, like,
I think Vince's problem is that he wants the results yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's just not going to happen because you've got a new fan base, you've got new fans. Like, yeah, you've got certain people like me and you who pay attention to everything.
Because we have no
percentage of who's watching.
Aye.
Generally, you've got people who go, "Oh, this is the show that I watch." I've kind of heard about this guy, but I've seen him on social media. I don't really know anything about him. You give them time to get those people to get behind them, and that's fair enough because you can't just cater to people like me and you because we are the minority of the minority that watches wrestling.
See, the thing is as well, like I was thinking about it earlier with my boy, Essential Character the Third. He came in. I feel really sorry for him and his time in NXT because he debuted on the same show. He was announced on the same show as Ricochet. He had the brilliant segment with Regal when Regal was all North American title. And he was like, the title just for me? Shouldn't have. And then he debuted in the same match as Ricochet. And I love that man with all my heart, but there's no way in a Spot Fest ladder match he's going to shine more than Ricochet.
No, it's just not happening. Nobody else.
Then I think at the takeover with a ladder match is when they showed Keith Lee in the crowd, maybe?
Yeah, and then he got surpassed by Keith too.
Yeah, and then when he was having his feud with Dream, where he broke his nose mid-match, Matt Riddle was on before their entrances. Yeah. Matt Riddle was in the front row just before their entrances. So when he came back from, like, you know, when time had passed and his nose had fully healed, they had, like, one taping batch done, and you had Keith Lee, and you had Matt Riddle, and you had Ricochet and Aleister Black. And
then he went to the main roster, and I want to know whose wife he shagged. To get the treatment that he got.
But he showed up. He didn't speak for ages. What I did like, though, there was one time they were, like, following someone backstage, and he was there with just a full-length mirror checking himself out and doing different poses.
That makes sense.
That was great.
The first time you meet him, and then you have him talk, because he's got a fantastic promo.
I remember he cut a promo on Sonya and Mandy at unnamed pay-per-view. And then Sonya... It was a brilliant promo. He introduced himself. I don't know, he just kind of showed up and was like, I can help you solve your problems by being EC3. And then Sonya was like, don't care, virgin. And then it was announced that Ambrose was leaving, which was fully... The only reason they'd done that, because a lot of people were like, oh, it's a work. It was just so they could get ahead and control the narrative instead of, like, what happened with Brody Lee. Brody Lee got out ahead of them and was able to control the narrative. I know that was after, but they were like, if we're losing one of our biggest stars, we're making sure we're ahead of this.
And then they did EC3 such a disservice.
Yeah, the EC3 came up and beat Ambrose in like 2 or 3 minutes.
And if if Ambrose hadn't been announced as leaving, they'd have rolled him up. And then they'd have went in their program, and then Ambrose had left. Future endeavored. You would have been like, look at that. By the time that everyone realised what was going on when EC3 beat him, they would have went, well, I don't fucking care, I love EC3 now.
Yeah. Then he came back out and lost the next week. And then he was on a moment of bliss and wasn't allowed to speak. If you remember that.
Because you can't... Because, like, me and you, no matter what EC3 did, we were going to like him because...
I am all in on EC3.
But numbers alone, there's like 1 million people who watch Raw at the time who weren't watching NXT because the NXT draws what 800,000 or something now, round about 700,000 mark. Raw at the time, I'm assuming it was doing somewhere numbers on the network back then. Raw at the time was doing like upwards of 2 million.
Yeah, Raw was doing like 2.5 million.
You'd about 2 million, about 1 million people who had probably never seen EC2 wrestle before, who were just told that Dean Ambrose, who they loved, was leaving, and we're now seeing this guy they never met before beat him. They're obviously going to go, what the fuck? Why? Why? Why are you doing this for? And it just doesn't make any sense.
And as well, like, I fully believe EC3 would have been able to get out in front of that if they'd just let him speak on a moment of bliss that 1 week.
But they didn't, and it never got better, did it?
No, and then he was replaced in the feud by Nia, then that was quickly pulled.
And then,
the thing is, like, the thing about EC3,
and then no, sorry, we're forgetting in a 1993 Macho Man Randy Savage Royal Rumble-esque moment. Dean Ambrose took that black mass, ran about 10 feet, and tipped himself over the top. That's the first thing I thought when I saw that was the Macho Man having the splash fall. There was the elbow to pin, and then just out of the ring.
It's amazing.
That's the first thing I thought, because he took it, and he's 10 feet. And then he did like a Shawn Michaels Hulk Hogan.
Oh, it's amazing. It's so good.
He was like, from any doubt in your mind when that happened, you're like, that's not a work. It's not a work. He is gone. He does not care at all.
But the thing with like all the EC3 stuff as well, right? EC3 was wrestling in TNA. Now, admittedly, I think the best period in TNA ever. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I was watching it like fully, but also like I've gone back and watched all like the old like glory days of Christian Cage stuff, and that was great, but it was a very thin.
Yeah, it was a thin run. Like Christian, one of my favorite people ever. But it was
like Christian in the main event, then decent stuff in the X division. But it was all like kind of like 7s and 8s. But like the EC3 stuff was like like that era was consistently great. But EC3 managed to make his bag, make a big old amount of cash for a company that was on like a network with maybe like 200,000 in the whole of America or something like that. Like a really tiny network. I don't think it's that small, but there was.
It couldn't be that small, but it wasn't great.
They went on to something that. Oh no, they were in talks with one that's only in like a very small amount of homes, but this one wasn't in more than like. I don't think this channel was available in like 8 figures, like homes. Do you know what I mean? EC3 managed to make all this money for him and Impact in his time there, and I don't know. They just pulled it out from under him because it's not that he got booed. The booking decision, the very transparent, petty booking decision got booed, and Vince was like, "They don't like Muscle Man." I'm like, no, we like Muscle Man. This is the only Muscle Man we like. If you want to give us a Muscle Man, a borderline racist fake tanned Muscle Man, make it this one. We like this one.
But it's been going on forever because like, did you listen to the AEW Unrestricted podcast?
I've listened to a few episodes, yeah.
I listened to it. It's pretty good, but Taz was on it, and Taz was talking about he made his debut in the Garden against Kurt Angle, and he came out, and he got a huge pop, and he knew immediately that was him done.
Yeah.
Because if Vince didn't make you, Vince doesn't want you. And he knew that he got over somewhere else, got over in ECW. He's fantastic. He's a bit too by the boys, for the boys sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes he's very.
You can forgive it because he did come through the business in a different time.
Yeah.
It's not like it was now. I understand why, and I'm not gonna fucking say anything down him.
No.
No chance. He'd kill me. So
fucking.
Asshole. Taz
few weeks ago.
Right on top of my head. Done.
I was watching a match on the network a few weeks ago. It was like Taz and Mike Awesome. And Taz is like similar height to us. Mike Awesome's like 6'10", and Taz is fucking throwing him about like it's nothing.
He was interviewing Darby Allin, which he teased a wee thing, which I thought if it goes somewhere, I'm all about it. He's interviewing Darby Allin there on Dynamite, and he was saying things aren't really going your way, but I think I can help you. I was like, Taz and Darby Allin, woo!
Did you see the thing Lance Storm tweeted? It was like a grapple clips thing of just Taz like fucking numerous people up.
Yeah.
With Tazplex, and Lance Storm was like, Taz said, "Don't jump, because if you don't jump, I can't control where you land. Just let me do everything."
He was stood next to Darby Allin, who's a fairly similar size to I am. He's not that tall. Probably he might be an inch or two shorter than me, maybe. He's about the same build. Taz is so wide.
Yo, Taz is huge.
He's so light. He just.
But like
He's going.
vertically, Taz is like roughly ballpark us, and was like able to
5'10", 5'11", but no.
and was able to handily throw Mike Awesome about like a bag of chips.
Oh, I miss Mike Awesome.
That was great.
R.I.P. R.I.P. the big man. Fat chick thriller. Fat chick thriller.
How do we get to Taz throwing people around?
Because the thing when he debuted in the Garden and he got cheered and knew it was all over. Because I think that's the Fed's biggest problem.
Yeah.
Well, there's two. One is that Vince believes that if he didn't create the star, it's not worth having, which is ridiculous because there's so much wrestling and you have to come through the indies. And people are now in the age of social media where I can go on my laptop and watch whatever wrestling I want. I'm obviously going to know about a lot more people.
It's like the thing is, right?
But the second one...
Tyler Black made a big name worldwide in a lot of other places. But the indies weren't so like widely accessible back then. Or the big boom, like the 2014 boom was obviously still a couple years away. So Seth Rollins came in as a sort of...
A hardcore fan knew him.
But like a relatively unknown name.
Yeah. It wasn't not nearly the same as when EC3 came in.
No, or like Adam Cole.
Cole got a lot of buzz, or
Keith
Lee, Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was hot when he came on, and I think he should, in theory, be fine on the main roster.
I think it's just because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and the Matt Riddle character, even if he's told to do something character-wise, he's just such a fried individual.
They'll make it work.
But even at that, like, I don't even think he'll try. He'll just continue. Like, he'll be told to deliver a line one way, and he'll get out there, and he'll forget he was meant to be angry when he says it. So he's just like, I'm not going to beat you.
What are you going to do when he goes backstage and you're giving him a telling off?
Oh.
He's going to go, all right, do something about it, and you're going to go, good point.
Right on. Right, just looking at everyone else, you're like, I don't think anyone here is capable of doing something about this.
Like, Brock could do anything about it.
See that clip of his meeting with Goldberg?
Oh, amazing.
Because the thing that I love the most is Goldberg walks up and just fucking comes right into him, and he's like, whoa. And he looks at him and he's like, hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
And he's like, we need to have a talk. And he's like, I was like, yeah, but I need to go I'm doing watch along, so I can't really have a talk now. And he's like, well, come find me after the show. He's like, I'll find you later, bro.
I'm not your bro. Okay, bro.
Okay, bro.
But I think
the thing that I love as well, right, is you can see Goldberg's like ready. Goldberg's wanting to pull up on him. Goldberg's like,
you go first. You go first.
Goldberg's like, and Matt Riddle's just there with a big smile on his face, thinking about how he was watching Cheech and Chong the night before.
It must be so comforting being Matt Riddle, because you know that, like, because I think it was David Starr was talking about in the Wheel Independent podcast, and he was saying that if Matt Riddle did something to him that really, like, personally attacked him, David would have to stand up for himself. But he doesn't stand a chance, but he'd have to do it. It would be nice being Matt Riddle, because you know.
The thing that kind of scares me about Matt Riddle is, like, it's the fact that he's such a stoned, like, laid-back, fried individual, but you know that immediately he can go from, like, laughing about the thought of hot dogs to, like, murdering you with his bare hands.
Like, Matt Riddle, he can say whatever he wants to me, and it doesn't matter, because, like, I might get brave and I might throw a punch, but I'm only hitting if he lets me.
Aye. But as well, it's the fact that, like, it's the fact that you could square up to Matt Riddle and he would still be laughing and smiling.
Yeah, because what the fuck am I going to do?
But even at that, it's the fact that, like, someone like the size of Goldberg can square up to him and he just laughs in his face.
He knows.
And not like the Conor McGregor, like, laughing at you, like, just him being okay.
Because he knows, like, he's like, this isn't going to be a fight. If it is, I'll be fine.
That man is, like, so incredible. Like,
But
I'm so happy that he's in pro wrestling because
that's brilliant. He seems so.
I know it's not a character, but the persona of Matt Riddle just wouldn't translate big time in fighting. I don't think.
I don't.
But what, like, the thing when people bring it up now is they're like the amount of weed in his system that he tested positive for that, like, got him sacked from the UFC.
He wouldn't have got
isn't even like it might just be a height.
Don't do that again.
Just, like, gonna a bit less of it if you must. Just
the thing that amazes me too is, like, see if you're on, like, steroids or you painkillers or even like Coke or whatever.
If you can go 4-0 whilst permanently stoned in UFC,
what?
It's like Michael Phelps winning like 20 gold medals whilst
There's no. Like, I reckon, so I can't think of any recreational drugs that would really give you an advantage. Maybe meth. And then you go out to just,
No, I can. Wait, were you talking about swimming or fighting?
Fighting.
The first guy that Jake Hager fought definitely had a meth problem.
Oh, what a fact. Well, that was Jake Hager. Like,
showing up to the weigh-in in jeans.
I had a point so long ago. Vince's second biggest problem. So if he thinks that if he doesn't make it, it's not worth having. But his second problem is that he's surrounded himself with people who don't care about the product. They care about getting paid, and they care about pleasing Vince. So when he says, it's not worth having, they'll go, yep, you're right, 100% correct. You're the best. And you don't have any doubt. Because like, if I was going to run a wrestling company, right, I would obviously want you with me running it. I don't really have any problems with someone because me and you both enjoy the same kind of wrestling.
But also, if you had a booking idea for your company,
it's a good chance you've had the same idea. But
like, we are both massive David Starr fans.
Yeah, I'd be like, David Starr beats everybody ever. The end.
And I'd be like if you were like, we've got in Keith Lee, David Starr's going to go over in 2 minutes. I'd be like, Emmett, is that really the best use of our time?
And then I would go, it's David Starr, and you go, right. Which is what we would need somebody who looks at wrestling a different way from us, so that they can go, well, actually, why don't we do it this way? And then you go, that's a good idea. You made a good point there. It's to surround himself with people who are just repeating back what he says. And they're in the echo chamber, and they're having the same ideas floating about, going, well, Goldberg comes back, and they go, yeah, how about Goldberg comes back? Yeah, it's great. It's not great, is it?
But the fact as well is he's such a fucking psycho. Like if me and you were wrestling in WWE and I went in with this great idea and I'd done like the CM Punk thing with Straight Edge Society and was like, I have wrote 12 weeks of TV, 12 weeks of segments in my free time, please read this. If I then sneezed,
it's done. It's gone.
That's me. It's like Brody Lee saying I used to go in with like pitches for the Luke Harper character and he would eat a fucking steak and he was like, well, I can't just turn around and walk out. That's rude and this man is a scary man at the best of times. And he just didn't pay him any attention and kept eating the steak.
It's just the thing is, right, so what do you think is the best storyline? Right, not here. I've got one. Okay, so Edge, right? I remember him saying one time that he was the one who came up with the idea that what if he waited till John was injured to cash on the first one in the bank? So originally it was meant to be just going to have a match with John, that was it. And he went, well, what if I wait until he's injured? And that arguably spawned some of the best wrestling ever. Because you had the Money in the Bank cash was for a long time brilliant. If Edge had said that and then sneezed, we probably never would have got it. We probably wouldn't have got it. We probably would have been sitting with.
If the prawn count had been particularly high, the day that Edge had this idea,
we'd have been fucked.
Bro, he's waiting until he gets chilly.
And that's no way to run a company.
No, it's like
the WWE isn't. I think it's probably like 5.7 billion. I looked it up the other day because I looked up that and the net worth of Tony Khan to see if feasibly he could buy it because that'd be funny. I know he's not funny, but it would be funny.
I love seeing the whole because apparently Disney have been apparently planning on buying WWE, which I don't think.
Please no.
But the thing is, I just don't see Vince selling for no amount of money.
The thing is, the Fed's not worth 5.7 billion because of Vince. Well, it is, but it's worth it in spite of him at the same time.
The thing is, right?
Like, go and imagine the Attitude Era, right? Where it wasn't JR that was head of talent relations, who was going to Vince with people like Chris Redacted, Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero going, I know they're 5'10", but hear me out, they're really good. But it was John Laurinaitis who likes to go, yes, Vince, yes, Vince, yes, Vince, yes, Vince, 6'8" and sweaty. Understood. Let me go and find him. It just wouldn't have worked.
I love Johnny Ace, but when he came in, he did just become.
Oh, it went wrong.
Because it was like his on-screen character was pretty much entirely what he was like backstage, and that's why Punk went in so hard on specifically the John Laurinaitis character.
I think it's like
Punk didn't give a fuck when in 2011. Phil Brooks did not give a shit.
I really don't want to see Disney buy WWE though. And I've
No,
got
I
a
never.
reason why. There's a Tom Hanks movie on Disney Plus. I cannot remember the name of the movie. It might be Castaway. Is Castaway owned by them?
No, it's the Save Mr. Banks, is it not? The Mary Poppins one.
It was an old one. It's young
Oh.
Tom Hanks. But there's a scene where there's a naked woman who goes into the ocean, which makes me think it might be Castaway, and you see her buttocks. On the Disney Plus version, they have edited it in where she's wearing like a fur thing, so you can't see her bum. And that is how Disney operates, which is fair enough because that's their image. That's their thing. You know, they're family friendly at all times, apart from their content used to be anti-Semitic and racist.
It's like fucking.
I don't want to see the Fed go like that. I don't want to see more PG. Not even PG. Fucking you.
Aye, it's like I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean the other night.
Mm-hmm.
I think don't think there's any debate here. Bangers.
Okay. Great film.
Bangers. And it was released as like a 12 or whatever. It was released as, possibly the raciest thing Disney has released this side of racism.
Oh, they had some racism and they cannot get away from it. We remember.
We ain't forget.
We ain't forget. Tell the president we ain't forget.
But and that, because that's first party Disney property forever. In that, all these pirates are going about and murdering and hacking and slashing and shooting and stabbing. And there's no, obviously, there's no blood because it's Disney.
Yeah.
But, when you think about that, when you think about the fact they made this, they wanted to make this big epic pirate adventure, and everyone just gets, stabbed, and then they're like, oh, dear.
That's gone wrong.
See you later, boys.
It's just the thing, I can imagine if Disney owned the Fed, that, you remember whenever, who was it? It was Brock. It was Brock bust himself open by accident in Hell in a Cell, The Undertaker.
Yeah.
And Vince didn't tell him off because it was a good moment. It helped the story. It was great. Disney would probably fire him for it. They would probably just fire him, and then you would lose Brock. And then you're one chair shot. You're one person not getting their hands up away from losing Kevin Owens. And I don't want that.
Just see me instead of accidentally getting bust open, my head immediately went to. I knew we were talking about the Fed, but have you seen the clip? It's an old WCPW clip, and it's just after Martin Kirby finally won the title.
No, I don't think so.
So all the locker room come out, big organic babyface story. That's another thing. This fucking YouTube company set up off the back of the fame of their YouTube stars talking about wrestling. Yeah. Made at the time, Martin Kirby was the biggest babyface in UK independent wrestling. For so long. But when he wins, Primate picks him up on his shoulders, and he was up on Primate's shoulders and he's holding the belt, and somebody goes to Primate and throw up. So he throws him up, and then Kirby comes back down, a sharp edge of the belt lands directly on Primate's head and just fucking slits him.
Oh no.
And it was all there because Kirby was apparently quite nervous about getting up there, and then they were like,
What's happened here? Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Wrap this up soon. We've been at it for quite a while. WWE's inability to make stars is pure heartening. What are you saying?
You totally froze. You went. Kirby was.
Right. Well.
But I announced there was technical difficulties.
We're back now. Like I was saying in my hiatus there, I feel like we should probably begin to bring this towards an end. Mm-hmm. We've been chatting shite for a very long time. But I think we spoke a lot about stuff, but the state of wrestling, the state of WWE, the fucking state of Vince McMahon. to bring it back to the sort of topic of discussion and the creation of new stars. What do you think is going to be the necessary change needed to make? And also, out of everyone just released, who do you think stands the biggest chance? Who do you think is becoming a millionaire first?
Okay, I think the biggest change. I'll start with that one. I think it's the two biggest problems Vince has is Vince thinks that if he doesn't make it,
it's not worth anything,
and that he surrounded himself with yes men. I think that he needs to change up who's at the head of creative and who's up there with him at the top to get some fresh ideas in. And he needs to sort of realize that wrestling has changed a lot.
A hell of a lot.
Stars are made now on Twitter, on GIFs, on promos on the internet.
And, you know, for better or for worse, quick 2 or 3 minute highlight videos cut, like smash cut to some like metalcore band of Will Ospreay and Ricochet in 2016 is what made me discover New Japan.
That's what, exactly. And then, you know, seeing clips of Aussie Open is what made me, when I saw them on a poster, go, oh, I'm going to go to that OTT show. And now I love wrestling. So, you know,
love Aussie Open merch.
You need to realize that there's so much more wrestling now than used to be, and you don't control it all. And you need to see all the people can come on from all our companies who've made lots of money for themselves in our companies, but they can make just as much money from you if you let.
Yeah, it's
like other people like he did with Becky, and he did with Punk, and he did with Oscar, and he did with Rhea, and he did with Shayna, and he did with. I could go on all day, really. Brian, he tried his best. He pulled the rug out, but the rug just wouldn't budge.
There was about 50 million people on the other side just standing there, like, fucking try it.
My rug.
But like, I definitely agree. I think like and as well as pure tyrannical grasp on creative.
Yeah, that needs to.
The fact that it's that a product that goes out to, well, now it's going out to like 1.2 million people a week.
You know what I love? You know when someone goes, AEW did 800,000, no, Raw did 1.2 million, yikes, and so AEW can't do that. And they're like, yeah, they're not trying to. They started last year.
Yeah. We're getting, but the thing is, we're getting dangerously close to Dynamite.
If you imagine Dynamite eclipsed Raw, that would be. I don't know what I would do.
See, at that point, does Brian Smarks on Instagram have to delete his Instagram?
I think he has to. I think he's got.
I think if and when that happens,
he's got no choice but to delete it.
He really doesn't.
He's out of. He's just got nothing.
Like he's done.
I think it's ironic that it's gone around to the point that you remember when Vince Russo was doing his thing, and like a broken clock is right twice a day. Vince Russo had some cracking ideas, but they were going through Vince, so Vince was going, no. We'll have a look at that one. That's great. No. And you got Vince in that position who, like, apparently Mandy pitched her notice a story directly to Vince, and Vince was really involved in that. And that's fantastic professional wrestling. I love it.
Oh, it's great. Did you see Otis broke the ladder?
Oh, yes. Amazing.
King.
But now you've got, but now you need someone who Vince goes to, and Vince goes, these are my ideas, and they go, I like that one. We can work with that. The rest will need to go in the bun and stay there.
It's like, I just think he needs to give more. Like, I understand it's his company at the end of the day. He should have final say on if an idea progresses past. But at the same time, I don't think he should be given total control, like the total veto. Like, he is the House of Lords shooting down the budget in 1910. No, it would have been 1914, because instead of the veto, they only got to push something back twice, and that's why the Easter Rising happened in 1916.
1914. And then because they went, they shot down the budget, and the Liberals went, you can't be doing that, which they couldn't. That was bad luck, bad form from them.
It was bad form, really bad form.
Yeah, you sort of need.
We need King, what's his name, to step in and go, "Hey, fucking."
I think it was George Smith at the time, but I can't say for certain. But you need someone that's going to go. No, it was 1910 because there was 2 general elections in 1910.
No, but it was instead of the veto they got.
Then
or maybe it went through.
Because then it was meant to be by 1914. That was going to be the time that they couldn't shoot it down again. But then somebody shot the Kaiser. And
You're right.
Aye. We'll get back to it, but we have to do this first.
Aye. Yeah, you're right.
Bad Nick. And then, anyway, that's so off topic.
That's like us. That is the most on-brand thing for us.
The parliamentary process of the United Kingdom and how it affected Home Rule for Ireland has got nothing to do with this. The point is, you need more than just one brain. Because I might think every idea I ever have is brilliant and fantastic, but it's not. And then I'm going to have some shit ones.
Like I say, it is his company, and he has every right to say. He has every right to say, "I don't like this" or "I don't like this." But when someone comes to him with like a brilliant idea, for him to shoot it down because he wasn't paying attention because he was having his dinner,
Yeah.
instead of going like, right, I'll take a look at this and I will like, get someone else in. I feel like every time you go and pitch an idea to Vince, you should have like
a witness.
Is Pritchard still with the company?
Yeah, he is. No. Yeah. No, he does that podcast with
Conrad.
Eric Bischoff now.
Ah, right.
Where they hate Dave Meltzer. Oh, did you see Dave Meltzer have a just end Bischoff last night?
Oh, fuck.
How does it make you feel that people still talk about Nitro? I was right all along. Yeah, they still talk about the 98 Broncos too, except they're still in business.
Oh, mate. Fucking.
Why do people hate Meltzer so much? Like, I don't agree with him all the time, but he's never like I think you can all go to right. Omega and Moxley lights out match. I loved it. Meltzer hated it. He gave it 4.5 stars. It's a good match. I don't like it. I thought it was too violent.
Yeah.
AW Bison's like, no, like you can't look at the Fed now and go, that's good stuff. Meltzer just hates it.
Like,
and he used to praise the whole of NXT when it was good.
Oh, just like I say, I do think if you're going to Vince to pitch something, you should bring a trusted advisor.
Yeah, bring someone else with you. You
should bring someone that he like trusts. Someone in a suit.
I think that's the problem now, is that he needs more people around him that are gonna, when he goes, that's, God damn it, I hate it. They're gonna go, actually, Vince, I think you should just maybe look at it a bit more.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
It's like, and the thing is as well, I assume most ideas presented to him that he turns down aren't in their completed stages. It's a pitch.
Yeah,
and the fact he's unwilling to go, I like this, not so sure on this, don't know how that would play with sponsors. Maybe if we do this instead, tone it down a little bit, add something here. Like, if you could just go like that and look at it and go, yep, cool, sweet.
The writers too, I think they've got Hollywood writers in who aren't necessarily wrestling fans, and wrestling's such a weird and wonderful thing that to write wrestling, you really need to understand wrestling. You can't really go cold and go, okay, so this is the rules of wrestling, do this, because it's not it's not like a TV show.
No.
It just doesn't. I mean, I know he loves to go on and on about how it's the longest running episodical weekly television program, but it's not a TV show. It's wrestling. It's weird. It's different.
Yes.
You need people from within wrestling writing wrestling, or else it's not going to work. But also, don't give creative control back to the stars, because, like, Nitro.
Yeah, I'm not advocating for creative control, but I am advocating for some creative license. Everyone should have creative license within their character. Talking Smack, that's a prime example.
Talking Smack is brilliant.
I can tell you right now, Lexi Kaufman is going to know more about the nuances of the Alexa Bliss character than a writer who's writing for 20 different people.
No, he's never going to know. He just won't.
So anyway, on to the final part of my two-part closing question. Who do you think now of all the release talent is going to do the most to turn himself around? I'll take a top three, because there's been quite a lot.
A top three. Well, one's like an alternate, because I don't know. It looks like Rockstar Spud / Drake Maverick might win this tournament.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's happening there.
I think he's got Kushida left.
But he's doing so much with EC3, I can't see it.
But they're building him up so much, and that's not the Fed way. The Fed, they tear you down on the way out.
Yeah.
So I think if he goes, then...
Because he's in my list, but also if he stays, then, he's kind of...
We'll have to see what they do. If they put him on the program with Jordan Devlin, he could do brilliant. Because Jordan, he might be a capitalist pig, he might be a traitor, but he's a hell of a wrestler.
Oh, he's a hell of a wrestler.
No, him aside, I think... I like what Rusev's doing. Rusev's saying, look, we'll talk about it eventually. I'll tell you everything. But not yet. He promised to do Ryback's podcast, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
But he said, eventually I'll tell you everything. I think he's going to come back big. I think he's going to show up either in All Japan or maybe like...
Wouldn't mind seeing him in Mexico.
Mexico, Ring of Honor, he could really bump Ring of Honor up. I think he could really put them on the map the same way that, like, the Elite did. Because Ring of Honor had that really good run of form when the Elite were there. I think the Revival, obviously, goes without saying, they're going to just...
Oh, yeah, fully.
They're going to wrestle everybody before they settle down anywhere, and I think that'll be fantastic. But I think the guy, I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with me, who's going to do the absolute most is Ethan Carter III. The wearable propaganda stuff, the promos he's cutting, the shape he's in, the look,
the thing as well, like
the intensity he's got is just he's got everything really.
For me, EC3 is like far and away the person I think is going to do the best from all this. And I also said at the start, he's the only one I don't want to see travel the world.
No, I want to see him show up and just
because the thing with EC3 is story over work rate. EC3 has never been a work rate guy. He's admitted that many times. No, he's brilliant in the ring.
Oh, he's very good.
But on in-ring ability, you know, Kenny Omega's going to fucking run rings around them.
Yeah.
I think they put on a brilliant match. But he's all about the story first. The Revival are about the story, but their story is involving their wrestling.
Yeah.
They tell the story through their wrestling. EC3 can show up.
What's the thing you need? You need the look, you need the in-ring ability, and you need the you don't need all three, you need two of the three. EC3 has got all three big time.
Oh, fully.
I think he's if there's anyone who looks at that man and doesn't see money, what are you doing?
See, the thing is, because he is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, but I also think that if he went out and done a prolonged tour of the Indies, that would hurt his stock.
It would take it away.
Because it will take the shine off, because everything he's doing to promote his return isn't showing him running the ropes. It's him stood in front of a brick wall with a projector flashing images of the apocalypse on him and cutting these insane promos. That needs to be on TV immediately. I would agree. I would say my top three are the same. Although I'm very interested to see what Mike Bennett does. What Handsome Heath does as well. I'm excited to see where Slater goes.
I think, though, because Maria had a weigh-in 8 weeks ago, have you seen her?
Yeah.
She's
looking well.
8 weeks. It's amazing.
Do you know, I remember, just after they had their first kid, Mike posted a photo on Instagram of, like, him shirtless, like, shredded like fuck. And Maria commented, she was like, "We had a baby less than a month ago, stop this."
I think he's taking a bit of a time away for himself and his family, just
I
hope he does. I hope he's doing well. I love the man to death.
Follow me on Twitter, so if you're watching this, Mike, I love you.
Follow me as well, please, Mike. But I think when he comes back, he's going to do really big things. I think he will.
As well, actually, Gallows and Anderson.
Oh, fuck yeah, them.
Honestly, I can see it right now. They're going to go back to New Japan. They're going to show up. They're going to do 2 sweets. It's going to seem great. And then they're just going to lamp everyone and join Suzuki-gun.
I would like to see it.
Because Bullet Club have, like, as much as they are bigger stars, Tama Tonga as an individual, behind Jay White and Kenta is, like, the biggest thing in Bullet Club.
Yeah. It is.
So to take him and Tangaloa out of the featured spot as the heavyweight tag team,
it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, because Tangaloa's a great wrestler. He's not. He's a bit. Like, I love him, but he's a bit of a flop without his brother.
No, I.
Do you know what it is? It's his voice. His voice does not match who he is.
I think he's got
such a middle-aged white man voice, and that throws me off.
He's got the Angelo Dawkins about him.
Yeah.
But if you've never seen him next to Tama Tonga,
you'd be like,
he's the best. He's amazing. But it's a fact you're looking at him and Tama Tonga, and you're going.
You look at Tama Tonga moving like
that man moves, and you're just thinking, but really, we're just.
I seen something on Twitter compare Tama Tonga to Randall from Monsters Inc. in a pair of Jordans.
It's like if you have a can of. If you've a can of dark fruits, and you have a pint of stout poured in Swinford, County Mayo.
Oh,
that can of dark fruits is fantastic.
That's incredible.
But when you've got them next to each other and you just drank one or drink, you're going, fucking dark fruits is shite, doesn't it? But it's not.
for people who aren't specifically us, it would be like having.
It's cool original Doritos and flaming hot Doritos.
Aye.
Cool original are brilliant.
Or like a Domino's pizza versus like a mom and pop Italian place.
Yeah.
Like Domino's is great.
You know, if you've got the two of them next to each other, you know which one you're picking every single time without fail.
100%.
It's not a question.
So, I think like Bullet Club shift enough merch as is.
Yeah, they don't. Plus, I can't think of who is the heavyweight tag team in Suzuki-gun?
Suzuki and Sabre.
Is it not Taichi and Sabre?
I don't know what's been happening lately. It probably is Taichi and Sabre, but like obviously Suzuki and Sabre. Suzuki and Sabre were the Rev Pro tag champs for ages. Although Suzuki now refuses to go back to Revolution Pro Wrestling
because he fears Black Hurt.
Fears Black Hurt.
There he is, right there, dabbing on him. You can't see, but I can see my point.
Oh dear.
Over the wrong way. Still not pointing at it. There you go. That's it. Right. Got it.
There we go. That took out struggles, but yeah, no, I think they're going to like Anderson and Gallows are going to go back to Japan, make a lot of money again.
I'm just thinking about that first night of the G1 because let's be realistic. When are we going to see crowds again? I don't know. Might not be till G1 in September.
No, I'm really excited for.
Except in Florida, where we'll probably see crowds next week because it's Florida. But whatever.
Yeah, but I'm excited for because all these guys are now going out and there's obviously going to be people saying, "Oh, ex-WWE guy." See when Luke Gallows went to TNA and joined Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
I suppose he was kind of an ex-WWE guy.
Yeah.
Then he done a lot of great shit. Went to Japan. He's no longer an ex-WWE guy. EC3 right now is immediately no longer an ex-WWE guy. He might have been there, but he's not an ex-WWE guy.
That's the thing, because you see Lucha Underground was in an alternative reality, and nothing that happened there mattered.
Aye.
The WWE is an alternative reality to the rest of wrestling. It's not. It's sports entertainment. And don't get me wrong, I love sports entertainment sometimes. I do.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's not wrestling.
No.
It's different. It's totally different.
But like the fact that a lot of people want to paint all these people, like if they go, say AEW did pick up a lot of these people that have just been released, as much as he definitely wants to go there and he's best friends with Corey. Right now, off the bat, Matt Cardona is not going to get an AEW contract.
No, he's going to have to go to the Indies for a while.
Because Matt Cardona needs to 100% make Matt Cardona distinct from Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
Even though the characters are going to be very similar because that's just who he is as a person.
I can see him being in a Nightmare Family jacket eventually, but it won't be straight.
Oh, yeah. Down the line. But with people like EC3, Gallows and Anderson, Miro...
Oh, Miro. What a man.
Mike Bennett. All these people, immediately will go out and be like, yeah, we were there, but we're not ex-WWE guys.
That's the problem, too, with, when TNA did it, it was like, you were out WWE, and it was not a second later, you were straight into
it was like I said with the thing, it was like the man who used to be known as Billy Gunn.
Yeah, Joe. I think a lot of
Matt Hardy. That's why Matt Hardy was so good in TNA, because Matt Hardy went there and he was never being Team Extreme Matt Hardy, let's jump off ladders.
It's a lot to do with what you do after. You can take the man out of the Fed, and you can definitely take the Fed out of the man, but you have to work to do it.
You have to immediately, if you've not immediately separated yourself from your WWE persona, because I do feel sorry for guys like Matt Cardona, because that's just kind of who he is.
This is no shade, but if you're allowing yourself to be put on a poster, Connor and Victor, former WWE superstars,
I've been seeing some clips of them on the indies, and whilst Connor's a big dude, Connor's the big wham dude, whilst he still might be listen, no shade, Connor, you could murder me with your bare hands.
No, but you made your bank and you're feeding your family, and I respect that. I really do. Probably lifelong wrestling fan. He loves the business. And
I'm happy that you lived your dream and made your bag in the Fed, my G.
True, and he made any WWE contract, you're making bank.
Yeah, you've made that bank. Salute.
That's family, but Jesus fucking Christ.
Victor, Big Space Lord Vic, I think he's great. But Connor, my G.
I
Get your manager's license.
Maybe he's not. Maybe it was I don't know. I've never seen him wrestle excited about it.
I've been seeing some clips of the Ascension on local indies, and Vic's looking great, and Connor's kind of still doing Connor stuff. Yeah. It was originally meant to be him and Bram, and then Bram got sacked for like steroids or something.
Bram? Who?
Thomas Latimer. He was in TNA for a while. He was like Nick Aldis' best friend.
Yeah.
Done a lot of stuff in ICW. He's great.
It's just, you know what? He made his money, so.
Fair play to him.
Who are we to say anything? You're recording a podcast.
I feel like
white guys who thinks our opinions matter enough to be on the internet. So
I was going to say, two white men on the internet talking about something they have no first-hand experience of. What a novel concept.
There's not enough of that. that guy I retweeted his tweet the other day, just laughing at him. He replied to Shane Elton like, "I'm white and I don't have any privilege." Yes, you do. So do I. So do you.
Yeah.
We need to realize it. It's a.
I am well aware of the privileges afforded to me as a white man.
Now, there's levels of this shit. Don't get me wrong. My grandparents couldn't vote because they were Catholic.
Aye.
But I still have it.
Oh, fully.
It still exists. And there's no point trying to run away from it. You just gotta do your best to do good with it. And that's it. And we're just two white men talking about stuff on the internet.
Because that's a weird note to end the podcast on, but I think we'll leave it on that note there.
Just right there.
Just right there. So, Emmett, do you have anything to plug your socials?
If you want to follow me on Twitter, if you've made it this far and you want to follow me on Twitter and get, let me see, wrestling, funny wrestling, me being angry at Mario Kart, and my girlfriend's OnlyFans is in the bio because I'm secure. Then you can do that at Emmett_Deans. That's EMMETT_DEANS. There you go. And
I'll leave the links to all this in the description below where you can find my stuff. Links to previous episodes of the podcast. Might make this its own show. Two white men discussing wrestling on the internet.
We've got reaction videos. It's the same channel, isn't it? We've got reactions from
we're moving into a new place together pretty soon. So expect the return of those reaction videos for shows that we care about.
I got shows on the thumbtacks. I think we should redo that because we don't have the best tags. I think we should redo it properly.
Yeah.
If we get some buzz around it, I'll redo it. I'll put a board out there. I'll just take a hard ass choke slam. And then
here first.
I've taken a bump. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Taking plenty of bumps by accident.
What?
Taking plenty of bumps by accident. Tried to super kick my sister the other day with socks on for a laugh. Bang. Hardwood floor was not fun.
When I was like 7 years old at school, we had these like railings that we like kind of top and bottom railings. We used to like do 619s to everyone, right? But me and all my friends were sat there one day and we were like hanging on. So there's like two like railings, and we're sat on the bottom one holding on and swinging back. And then one of the boys was like, "I'm gonna put my hand out to this one, and I could get further back." Right? And then we all were like, "Okay, let's hold on to this bottom one," and immediately lost all balance, and like four of us just flat back onto concrete.
Oh, it's not good. I swear, see once I do my first wrestling training, and I'm taking some bumps, I'm gonna come back, but I'm gonna start
worrying. Oh, he's away.
I'm gonna be shooting.
That's exactly where we're gonna end it.
Bye, you guys. All right, and